Rugadh Mé An Lá a Rugadh Mé I ceann númad nó ró.
It's just meant to be. It just between Charlie Nelligan's fingers and they were just the width of the ball going in there. Like. It was unbelievable.
It's high and it dropped into the...
So with that, when I caught the ball, I looked up and PJ McGrath had his two hands out in the middle of the field. And my God, that was some feeling. Oh, I'll never forget it.
Rugadh An Lá TG4.
On first signs of an ingrowing toenail, you may grab the fastest but not always most appropriate solution. Now you can treat the problem at home with a do-it-yourself treatment. New from Scholl, the Ingrowing Toenail Complete Kit. The spray provides cooling relief, then the clip reduces discomfort and helps the nail to grow out straight again. New Ingrowing Toenail Complete Kit from Scholl.
Travel Republic allows you to tailor-make your perfect holiday. From over 1,000 destinations and over 1 million trusted customer reviews. You can choose your hotel, your flights, your transfers and more, so you can get everything just right. Well, maybe not everything. Book your perfect holiday now. Travel Republic, yours for the making.
I love finding a perfect match. For Radiant You, there's Venus and Olay. It helps lock in skin's moisture. For On The Go You, there's Venus Snap. And for Glam You, there's Venus Swirl, which adjusts to your curves. Because gorgeous, smooth skin is a perfect match for everything. Venus, find your perfect match.
You love that the days are getting longer, but your legs feel tired and heavy. You can't wait to put them up at the end of the day. Scholl Light Legs Tights, now in 20 denier appearance. The fibre-firm compression hosiery helps to improve circulation and make your legs feel good from morning till evening. Light Legs Tights from Scholl.
I thought it would be interesting and profitable to have a studio in Ireland.
Dufroil Roger Cormanach's studios show chance doing tahi oil signal.
Hollywood landed in my back door.
Johnny Cole Wyke, August Martian. Hey, Connemara.
Nuair a tháinig Hollywood go Connemara, scéal Roger Corman TG4.
I glár derig na stethe beag Rugadh Mé ina thuí in is le Harry McGee, don lá Rugadh Mé.
Blian nídeag seachtó a bhí an agus bhuaí éireann an comórtas Eurovision den chéadú riamh le Dana Chalínóg ó Ghuire. Binion blian gur thug an mission tríblóideach Apollo 13 ai ar an ngealach, ba bheagnar sprág pléascar bhórd an spásárthaí Chubbis the War.
The whole panel is blown out.
Buchas le dia, dil na spásarí ar ais go talamh go slán sábháilte. Glach Marion Finucane ports na hagóidí a gine an scrisa bhí a dhéanamh ar cheantar seoirseach blá clia.
Because I feel it's part of my responsibility to ensure that this building isn't demolished as was started last weekend.
Bhí na chonad dídanathe fótaigh doling lech leis na slúta catlacha a bhí ag tethe ó na triblóidí I dúsgart éireann.
And now you're going home, what do you think about that?
Terrible.
Why?
Because I've been used to it here for so long. I want to stay.
But iad Ryan's daughter, le Robert Mitchum agus Sarah Miles, MASH le Donald Sutherland agus Elliot Gould, agus Love Story le Ryan O'Neill agus Ali McGraw, na scanán na haring na slúta ag na picturelana. Agus be I nídeag seachtó an bblion a rugadh an creaaltóir a bhfuil go leor gradam banta amach aige Ronan McAvoy. Tá sé I deanta lam an tachtan seo sa leabhar le náisiúnta chun fécinn trí na hachtaí nuachta ón lá a rugadh é. Well, Ronan, fáilte, tá sé deas a bheith de cholúdar aniu. Con Ciara dhéanamh ar lá a rugadh. Rugadh tú féin ar an séú lá a bhí bealtainna.
Sinné, oscaidéal níomh an bara garcaí.
A garcaí. So chuid tú ó hebháin den tír go dtín taobh eile,
Bhí mar trí bhí díos, bhag me go tír chonil.
Go bhór a díaran.
Sné.
Féach ar na scéalta vís na nuachtáin ar lá rugadh. Ní étá scéal níos mó na sinál. Blaney, Haughey and Boland out of cabinet. Wow. Tá scéalaín beag seo tá sort bant neamhíireach ag a scéal seo leis an scéal a bhí tú a play faoi Carta na Man.
Rosemary's terrifying moment. Oh, right, Sean Van, Chomani Rally bhí an tína be. Seo Rally International, seo Rally
International, bhí sé Cumant cumál bandas blach lia. So, beidir go meach sé simúil ag fáil amach beag daoine smó finrá sin, agus beidir rud ag an áil amach fao scéal Rosemary Smith, agus céim fá gur airí leihí a bheith cho mór sin saoil na rallies le linn de seachtaí.
Tá mai.
Donna álamach cechuí mar a bhreahanse a bheith i d hí sa siac an tosaí a gár rally nua Amshere, tug an Ronan ai ar Fort Mondello, agus búlann sé leis an tróirí rally a léní hay.
Scoidí mar a hasise tú?
Chos mé couple bliana hin stocha bhí sim go gcóna í gartacha agus bhí chun rally ar thairis me hiignar bhí óg. Is fuór éhan ar couple duine agus thug fear seans dom láháin is léimsteachas ní hanamachchas ó hin.
Wow. Is cóhamánaí?
Yeah, cóhamánaí sem a hénig, yeah.
So timpiste go bhío?
Bhí ceanna go rudí beaga, hánig an clí amach chun.
Hánig an clí mar ó bhíis.
No bhí plod ar mór beidir, rug beag a ní ar timpis mór buchas le dia. Ar bhela teachta go spin beag.
Na go rágast. Mór garnar ó breakfast a bé go mar maidí.
Siar iníideach seachtó ar an lá a síliú Rónán, bhí scéals na nuachtáin faoi hamánaí rally cáiliúil as lá clia, Rosemary Smith. Runú teideal an bhúteóra ar Rosemary hena féin don Circuit of Ireland Rally, agus an rally is sinna san ísiltír an Tulip Rally.
How many rallies did you participate in?
500, I suppose, maybe more.
And what about the international ones, the long
They were
ones?
all international because when I was picked up, I did it as a sport here, just around Ireland. And then I did one in England, and a girl over there saw me, and we finished quite well up in the class. And then she asked me to do the Monte Carlo Rally, which I said, oh yeah, that's great. Not realising that it was all snow and ice. But anyway, we slithered and slid our way to Monte Carlo. So then I became a works driver. So something that had been, just a hobby was now absolutely, it was a full-time job.
So you were getting paid to do what you really wanted to do?
Exactly.
How many rallies did you win overall then?
Overall, I won about, I suppose, about 8 or 10.
You were in the papers a lot in the 60s, 70s and the 80s and everything else. Was it all very glamorous?
I used to have the false eyelashes stuck on, and I always had the hair tied back in a little hat and all that sort of thing. But people often said, why do you wear the false eyelashes? Well, if you've driven about 30 hours non-stop and you're getting tired, when the false eyelashes came down, I could see this fringe in front of my eyes, so automatically I'd be wide awake again. Oh no, they were there for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Wembley Stadium to Mexico City, the most ambitious car rally ever held.
Bhí an scéal san nuachtáin ag tagad do na dúchláin scéirdiúla a bhí le sárú ag Rosemary sa bharat an 7,000 míle ó London go Cahir, Mexico.
Chasing World Cup honours on wheels for a change, Jimmy Greaves in a Ford Escort.
Bhí an Rossmar chóra óbóis de Churnan Down 966 a carú I láthair London, agus Churnan Down 960 a bhí le Torlo in Mexico.
It was Lord Stokes was running British Leyland at that stage. He came over and said, well, girls, as long as you get as far as Dover, I'd be quite happy. Talk about red rag to a bull. So I said, no, that won't do.
After crossing from Dover to Boulogne, the European section should be relatively straightforward, but after the sea crossing from Lisbon to Rio, they start 12,000 miles of the worst motoring in the world.
Le linn an ráis chuoi na tróratha rally Jeanette de Roland agus an Van Albanach Alice Watson isteach sa chóir le Rosemary.
Well, we got up into the top of the Andes, which is about 14,000 feet up in the air, and the fan belt went. Riding in another car, he and his driver, they came along, they changed it for us.
The race has been packed with drama and sometimes humour. One woman competitor ripped up her tights to provide an emergency filter for a carburetor. What a way to go to a football match.
When we went to get back in the car again, and I looked around and I said, where's Alice? You know, no sign of Alice. And then I discovered that she actually was standing about 4 feet away from me, and she was covered all over in green cactus flies. And I said, what? Tried to hit them off her, and they wouldn't fall off. So the only thing I do is to get the fire extinguisher out, and it was all over, and these big things fell off her anyway. And so she looked like somebody who'd had a very bad bout of measles at that stage. So she was a bit shell-shocked, but we got her back in the car anyway. And, you know, then I'd keep saying, Alice, are you okay? And then it got a little grunt, and then not even a grunt. And I looked around, and she had blown up to that size. So we had to stop and cut her clothes off. But then, I mean, we thought she was dying, but we were still 2 days from La Paz, where our next stop was. So we still had to go right over the Trail of the Incas and all this sort of carry on. And then we got down to one village. It was so narrow, the pass going down, that if you didn't get through by midnight, the big trucks started to come up the mountain. And that would be that, and you couldn't go any further. So I thought, no, this isn't going to do at all. So I got to the barrier, and these guards came out. They were Peruvian. No, you can't go. No, past. And it was about 20 past midnight. And I said, I'm going. And no. So I reversed. And then I just charged the barrier, which luckily was wooden, and it splintered, and we started down the mountain. And it was down and down and down. And then we started seeing the headlights of the trucks coming up towards us. Jeanette had her foot on the horn, and I had all the lights on in the car, with big lights up on the roof and everything. And we got down, and the trucks were moving over, and we got into La Paz at 3 a.m. And when we got there, poor old Alice, she was like a barrel at this stage. She was, well, I hoped she was still alive, but too bad if she wasn't. So, well, for 2 reasons. I mean, we were worried because if she hadn't continued with us, then we would have been out of the event. And I think we'd come something like 10,000 miles at that stage. So when we arrived, the ambulance was at the Parc Fermé. They took her out and they brought her straight to hospital. So Jeanette and I went back to the hotel, and I sort of thinking, well, that's going to be us out now. There's no way. But 3 hours before we had to start off the next day, the little knock on the door, and here was Alice in a white hospital gown, and she was being held up under the arms by 2 wardens, whatever they were, from the hospital. And they put her in, and I said, Alice, can you come with us? Because if I don't, you're going to be out of the event, which was true, and she knew that. So for the next 3 days, she just lay in the back of the car, and we fed her at intervals and let her have water and all that. No, she's a brilliant little girl, absolutely brilliant. Wow. So as we started out that morning to go into Mexico City, the rain came down. And it came down in sheets. So there was no police escort. There's nobody on the streets in Mexico City. We drove to the Aztec Stadium, and we ended up, I think we were 10th overall, and we won the class and the coup de dame and what have you. And we won all of £1,000, of which we couldn't take out of the country. So I bought a lovely ring, and somebody else, one of the other girls, that £1,000 was shared between the 3 of us. If you're going to rally, you know, that's what you can expect. I wonder why anybody goes rallying, and certainly in the cars we rallied in. I mean, I'd love to be doing it today. I mean, I couldn't, obviously, but I would love to try it. The cars are so good, power steering. I mean, the cars we had, you'd yank them one way, and then you'd have to yank them back the other way.
Would you do it all over again, eh?
Oh, yeah. I had a great time, an absolutely great time.
Fós le teacht. An fód móna a dhún an ngáil a tugu an ngáil don Lár Churchill at Celtic Park.
And I remember stopping every so often to water the sod. You know, can you imagine that the sod probably would have stayed living for the next 2 weeks?
Agus bra san Anna Dibra.
And you really have to prove yourself. You have to assert yourself. You have to sort of act like a man.
Ní ra mise in ailemh le tamala nuas, cai dúil ar Tinder.
Well, I think that's a good an can just lay right out of his road.
Tá fé good new matches agat.
Catchwork.
Travis Stackers a mat on Yabba.
Parallels between muscles.
This is a good toy, boy, Fanny. That'd be more naked.
Oh, the speech castle.
Hi, Torta Chris Owen. Jesus Christ, you're weak. Chris and Suggin is Chris and Sodas, Chris.
At Brennan's, we keep it fresh every day. So here's some ways you might too. Keep it fresh. Brennan's. Today's bread. Today.
It only takes a second for an everyday item to become dangerous. Always keep laundry packs away from children. Keep them up, keep them closed, keep them safe.
And I will always be there for you.
The live game's about to start.
Looks like you need a drink, sir.
And the Wi-Fi is free.
With over 2,500 channels of entertainment, including live sport, a 4-course meal, and free Wi-Fi, we're always there for you in Emirates Economy.
Gold medals. Ooh. And golden balls. Mullerlicious. Win tickets or prizes to London 2017 with special packs. One pot, one entry, and you could be there too. Sorry! Anybody want some? Win prizes or tickets to London 2017 with special packs of Muller.
The KBC Extra Current Account opens up a world of extras, like free day-to-day banking when you lodge €2,500 a month into the account. That means no maintenance or transaction fees. You'll also get a hassle-free overdraft and cash rewards on your credit card. The KBC Extra Current Account. You be you, we'll be your bank.
Blian nídeag seachtó a bhí an, sprág achtarí I dúscart éireann géarchéim sa rialtas, agus curú an ruig ar Blaney, Haughey agus Boland as a Gabanade. Tau Bernadette Devlin ar ríis mar hóisiach neamhsblach san Oltáchán.
Get this British Army out! Get it out of our country! Get it!
A mí bheamfóver dúdaí an tuiscí Arabacha chuig Etalán, nuair a géalú don chuid is mó de éilemh na bhúdathirí, scuilú sír leis na Passionary, ach scriosú fórmhór na Etalán. Agus be I níteag seachtó an bblion a rugadh an creaaltóir Ronan McAvoy, agus tá muid ag leanúint len ar Vissercon tríd na Scealta sa nuacht an lá a rugadh é. Seo an Irish Times dar nói, agus scatí an rud is simúla ná na fógraí ón lá, agus feicr an fógra seo ó Callahan's of Dame Street. Tá me gap go nuireach an capín sin goite Ronan.
Tá níos mó stail agus salach.
Ní an cínte fé sin. So Dick, ag branú ar na Scealta seo on Sunday Independent on lá cinúnach, an bhfuil éon rud atá tarintach nó mealtach do húil féin a Ronan.
Well, fecim an Scailse airlift will be world's biggest, agus is cinnte go nasca deala chundaí go na ngáil, agus do tír chonail, mar fecin tú go gríomhar a taistil an Glasgow, do bhainú go na ngáil Jimmy McGinley, go se a chur mlí natural an is fiche ar fáil le Loch Leanúna, na tríomhíle do Loch Leanúna, Celtic Glasgow, thuirt go Milan, de chluiche.
Ag cogur céim fógra an nascó tábhachtach idir Dúnanáil agus Glasgow don chéadal síos.
Tá go ceistir an near contract a Celtic, mar níl álas a bígam fa soccer agus níl álas a bígam in a ríre fa Celtic Glasgow.
Al tan scéil simú.
Bín taide samú.
Dul a dór
dúhan ar dóidú fearna bhfuil clúig a fa soccer.
Well, sin ba sin ní spéisiúla de dheasca sin. Bhí Glasgow Celtic san nuachtán ar an lá a rugadh Ronan. Bhí siad a tuairt aghaidh ar a glyfa Cannaí gar na Eorpa I Milan can imirt an aghaidh fearn ón ísiltír Feyenoord. Fuair fearr as dúna ngáil feithe ní Etalán ar cias chun an Loch Leanúna a thabhairt ó Glasgow go dtí an clifa. Donní smó ólam faoi nasc idir hún an gáil agus an club taon Ronan Cambula leis an Irisure Conlo Duffy.
Well, the pobl mór an a halna an Malabut, agus hasna si de chat le hele genu cor forne pelle le hele, agus vi na anim na ha cosla Hibernians, rudden chat shamrocks, emeralds, harps, and sin civilian akije goctus shacht one kin na furnishin corn na halabna, sin Hibernians as Dunajin. Agus an chartanation for sit coru hat nuas go Glasgow funne cléhe pelle funne jeerke o hogal dan hereni in Glasgow agus hanig sit nuas hemmer an cléhe agus nee cléhe jimmersid gejin tavern seo hashin cora stis sa fob Dimric Moore na mask agus Bertha Hodgmick agus Farrelist an Alan Shaw John Glass agus dusid gur sminu ma he one tús or like him in Shaw Glasgow agus jimmersid an ked cléhe an akajig achta sa hacht.
The anvascadó ag na Herony in Glasgow Michael Davis. Banahor chun na talún agus an chéad fatrún den club. Nuair a bhog an club go Glasgow I octeag níocadó, iarú an chéad ód móna a chur sa talamh. Rániú fód ó hún na ngáil chun tuairteanál go Glasgow. Donna hiile óla se áil búlad Ronan le beirt de chuid Loch Lanúna Celtic, Tommy Martin agus Charlie Boyle.
The initial sod that was laid ceremoniously in 1892 by Michael Davitt, who went on to become the first patron of the club.
The first sod of turf had come from Donegal. Now to this day we don't know where in Donegal that came from.
Farrier, gaidiú an fód am aigen ina dhé sin. Cumú dán faoi ghuid an óid a chur málachttar gach duine a bhí Portugal.
A souvenir hunter or a vandal carried off that Donegal sod, so its shamrocks never bloomed, but what befell the one who removed the turf no man knoweth. O curse of Cromwell blast the hand that stole the sod that Michael cut. May all his praties turn to sand, the crawling Theon scut. May all his sunshine be like night, and the sod rest heavy on his grave. God help that poor guy. That's all I can say. You know, oh, heavy duty stuff that.
I nídeag níocha cuaig, Varty Tommy Groshe in arm and tradition at Atnochan.
I thought perhaps it'd be a good idea if you could remake the connection and possibly bring another sod over for planting in the centre circle.
So we wrote the letter, and then a couple of weeks later I got a phone call which said there's a phone call from Celtic Football Club. I thought it was one of the lads in the area winding me up. You know, initially 4 of us were to go over in a car with that sort of turf, and that became 14, and then there was a minibus, and then it was a coaster, and then we ended up leaving with a coach here on the night. And away we went in the middle of the night, and I remember, you know, naively stopping every so often to water the sod. You know, can you imagine that the sod probably would have stayed living for the next 2 weeks? And we landed at Celtic Park, and you know, we had the coach load over, but then there was another 50 from Glasgow, and people come up from England, and others made their own way over as well, because it was a very historic occasion. And a couple of days after we came back, somebody suggested that, you know, where's the spade that cut the sod? And I think it was Dom Sharkey down the road that had the spade, so Dom was chased down to pull up the spade, and it was taken off him and stuck up to the wall, so he lost his spade. And I don't think the spade was ever replaced, but it's there since, and it's,
you know, a good home.
It was a great story and a great continuation of that connection.
Ag fógáil slán na dún na ngáil, Philin Ronan arás chagam sa leabhar náisiúnta, chun leanúint lena chuardach trí de scéalta nóachta ón lá a rugadh é. Well, ag denna trocht ar nídeach seachta, sin é bblion de bhreithe, rugadh mí bealtainna na bliana sin. Agus sé ag deachar a haulú a rééis a rís, cé có difriúil agus éagsúil a bhí an tír ag an nám. Agus beidir ceann na heisim leir nó samplaí is fearr nó ceartan na man, nó aspect ceartan na man ag an nám. So brandúir nó ranú tríd na bóparí fecinn tú an sort an gnéisachas nó sexism seo fitte fúchas na pópar. Agus beidir eisim leir má an scélín beag seo on Sunday Independent. Beidir go létha an canny na sin.
Pleasant surprise for drinkers, regular customers in the Princess Bar and Princess Street, Dublin, a virtually all-male stronghold. Got a pleasant surprise a few days ago when they went in for a drink and found themselves served by a pretty redhead. Agus gur bunniú prab as na customary mar gur ban ar coola counter a serve al Johanny dífa agus a chur Johanny ar fel dífa. Tá sin tóchar
I 1970 bhí an bac orsa ar bhrá I dtithe tábhairne ag dul a léig. Ach bhí an policy fógus a bhaim I dteach táirne a bháin, Pat Gleeson's I Kilkenny.
Pat Gleeson's has been a sanctuary for men for bordering on 200 years, and with a strict code of conduct for its clientele. No cursing, no slate, no gambling, and no women.
Bhí sé a bhfad níos dúthlánaí có-ananas a crothú idir agus bhrá san anad Ibra áfan sna seachtódaí Rosita Sweetman.
So in 1970, the year that I was born, the Irish Women's Liberation Movement was founded, and you were part of it. You were one of the stalwarts.
There was an upsurge of energy, I suppose, from the 60s, and then in the 70s there were, you know, political activity everywhere, you know, to push it further. You felt you had a chance to make a change. It was really journalists like Mary Marr in the Irish Times, Mary Kenny and myself in the Irish Press, Nell McCafferty, who is an incredible activist on every kind of level. There was an amazing energy for change, I think.
Lauren an túdar réaltán ní leanán le Rónán hí na difriochtaí de bhrá ag marachtant I dúscart agus I neiscart éireann ag an am.
In 1970, right, ní raibh colscarú an sa deiscart. Bhí colscarú an ó thuaidh. Agus ní raithrí sin, ach ní dhearnú aon dul chun cinnear sin. So that atch.
Bhí coscíní agus léite na fáil sa sé chun
bhí coscíní le fáil agus bhí tú abal de golasta, bhí ban abal de golasta ag doctor nó ag clinic nó ag potagéir agus céanna ail. Bhí an pille ar fáil comáid. Ní raibh an pille ar fáil ó yes. Le fad an lá. Ní raibh coscíní le fáil go hoscailte.
I'd like to show you this article, Rosita. It's an article from around the time that I was born. Were women not drinking in pubs in 1970?
You weren't allowed to go into the bar. You could only go into the lounge, and you couldn't go in on your own.
And when did that change then?
It gradually changed. Like Nell did some great, you know, sort of everyone just burst into Neary's and order pints and, you know, drive the poor barman mad.
Okay. And was there resistance to it when you were...
Oh, there was. Like, there was laughing at you. That was one thing, you know, they're mad lesbians, you know, let them on. But then sometimes you just came up against something so vicious, like, wow, you know, like, what's the problem here?
There were a lot of events in those years, like the train to Belfast, the condom train. What was it like when they came home?
The train was wonderful. Like, that was Nell, really, who like had such a good understanding of political action, you know, and how to make a splash.
Rud fear hábhachtach about an train frichtin núnach de hirshin na man in Éireann. Taistil mrá Éireannacha ar an train go béal ferste can na frichtin núnacha ar bacarú sa phoblacht a chuirte ráis.
This is not a legal problem, or it oughtn't to be a legal problem. It's a moral and medical and personal problem, personal responsibility.
I suppose the really, really big difference, like I see between myself and my daughter, that the men had the key to money and power. They had control of the resources. When Nell came down to Dublin and she went to, I think she wanted to hire herself a television, and they said, "Where's your husband?" And she, literally for renting a TV, she could not do it on her own.
And looking back now, did it make a difference?
It was the most successful social reform movement there's ever been in Ireland.
Agus a trí scéal cura I gríoch aige, fillin Rónan a ráis hagam, a rís sa Laurelin. Well, Rónan, tá muid ráis sa Laurelin. So bhí tú caint fí rá cóchtach agus tá in éindí ggóúidir fear cóchtach a tíir conal an seo. Rugú ar an séolá a bhí bealtainna 1970 agus. Mar súntais mar de sin tá Laur specialta agan an seo. Féchar seo.
Galanta.
Sin picture álan de Trúr Cálín agus Bert Bocal. Cé seo go leir?
Mar sin má déifre sin mar sin a leir baie má abi agus sin míar far Rina, míar far Bríd, míar far Bara agus míar far Calma.
Agus tú meán go gáire ní rá búirt nó imrí nó aonrad le
Bhí hana léithún timime bhéil
Sinné go tíre chaib. Well, níl déanamh agan inis ach rudháin agus seohan rud formáilte le déanamh de anam a chéine le seo an lá Rugadh Mé an 6 lá de bhí bhealtaine 1970.
Nice.
Cogordichas Ronan.
An
6 lá de bhí bhealtaine 1970 an lá Rugadh Mé.
An tá maiid gur maiid when myself was.
Well, sin chlár deirenis ratha iad de fáil inis TG4 Stad TV más míad. Iníag seo chlár fashionéise ina bhísróméid an tácht athá le bord na cisne is saolam. Léinneomh haimpean an tábla I gceann nómad nó an son chlár fashionéise faoi Sonny Knowles a Little Bit Show Band.
It's just meant to be. It's just between Charlie Nelligan's fingers and it was just the width of the ball going in there. Like. It was unbelievable.
So with that, when I caught the ball, I looked up and PJ McGrath had his 2 hands out in the middle of the field. And my God, that was some feeling. Oh, I'll never forget.
Las Rugadh, Amach TG4.
Aldi has been voted Ireland's best baby food range 2016. Amazing. To celebrate, they've got some great offers in this week's baby and toddler event. At these prices, it's time to raise a toast. Baby and toddler special buys in store from Thursday.
Don't put up with nearly clean. Finish Quantum cleans tough stains first time. Switch to Finish Quantum and see the difference.
You love that the days are getting longer, but your legs feel tired and heavy. You can't wait to put them up at the end of the day. Scholl Light Legs Tights, now in 20 denier appearance. The fibre-firm compression hosiery helps to improve circulation and make your legs feel good from morning till evening. Light Legs Tights from Scholl.
Travel Republic allows you to tailor-make your perfect holiday from over 1,000 destinations and over 1 million trusted customer reviews. You can choose your hotel, your flights, your transfers and more so you can get everything just right. Well, maybe not everything. Book your perfect holiday now. Travel Republic, yours for the making.
Vis Romid an tácht an ish há le bord na cisne is sail an lá in jov. Raimid heimpel an tabla an ish do cogar.
Cinnneal áit a hagan muid le céile é.
An amana just been mar station trénach, just daoine ag teachtasteach sé ag síos. Bhíon an mada ag siúil hart ag chuiristeach ar gach daine nach méon.
Bhíon daoine scaptha hart ar an teach, bhíon daoine ag ithe ag ammantaí defriúil, so just níl chans nach bhfuil sé go táhaach sa rón na bliantóhan.
Tá hí gan féin agé má generation Rodney says cinna táid ag chur an daine síos.
Tá dú lam just sí ag tebla. Ag ar go mar an airige agus bitir tróna ag ar chur a goína go faoi.
Áit an hruinithe, ar bunse trasnithe, bartú an omad léhananta. Muid ag dreidim leis go lua, bailile haim turis ar bhailí éagsúla.
Hagus mit nóáil an scáil agus bhín dínear a gcónaí ar lehanana tríomh an dínear réigh mo bhhairnar hagus mit iste an scáil agus bhí acras ar a hanna le ganne gcónaí, bhí seartar poiste sa chláin. Ní ró ré a bíon dísú a hanna le ganne an bhd cearna a tíim ar mór sin inis. Sa trúrmach go héin agus tá si do ligí léir geirí rudí difriúil. Tá blas héananig a hanna le ganne go.
ba gúna bhí am ar le tróna agus na bhfuil se nuair sin hés sé bhí tas a glutíháil agus bhí sada ben an támlíocht bhil agus daoinear a bheith agus hí tú go máirt agus tú a bhéile agus tá tú go máirt gur a bhéile ited agus bhí sí géir go mar sin agus bhí bealachán le héna ompur tú a bhéile agus bhí tú múnta cuamach le chagan eile hímpelart agus minic déirm go máirt chur scibs gab a bhí chum.
Bhí agam síos má flata, agus in anna líam coideachta má hálaí, anan mud in níhala agus idir éitilt, sí agus sé.
Is maiile ag tarint bit gcónaí a gáilda alín, so is maiile bhí na híonn seo agus a haid créan a beidir a haid peintsamuige, bhín mar chéile bhín sé na peintal, so si sé an seo bhain caiin tabla bh clúdaí go maige.
Seo mé am a hagan daoisteach agus bíon prachas mór an tabla í ghlacinn sé ach féidir chuig na deithfómate agus beachan rudidir hiúil agus aráist réile ihe nó réile coppelté a bh gine réist. So is fearlumm na páiste bh abalta rudí a dheanú agus gan bh burtha faoi cé go gláán as a tánáit nótá siad san. Is fuail mar chéile an glitter ach ghlacha muid amach an sófáil a slántúir an é agus